Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be showing you how to get VirtualBox Kali Linux. Okay, the first thing you want to do is obviously have VirtualBox installed. I will leave a link in the description for that if you don't have it installed already. The second thing you want to do is download Kali. I already have this installed because I installed it beforehand so you guys wouldn't have to wait through it. It's going to be the first one, kali.org. You want to go to download, and 64-bit is what I downloaded. So you want to make sure you click HTTP, and then after you have it downloaded, you want to come to VirtualBox. New name, I just named it Kali. Okay, you're going to click Linux. It's not going to have a Kali option, so you want to scroll up to Debian, depending on which one you got. I got a 64-bit, so I'm using Debian 64. Click Next. I already made one. Okay, it's going to be Kali 1. Click Next. This is how much memory you want to use for it. I'm just going to max mine up a little bit so it'll run a little bit smoother. Click Next. You can leave it on default if you want. It has a recommended size. Create a virtual hard disk now. Leave it on the default option. If it's not on here, go to the second option where it says create a virtual hard disk now. Click create. It's gonna give you what file type you want. You want VDI, VirtualBox disk image. It should be defaulted selected. So you want to click next. It's gonna physical hard disk dynamically allocated is what you want to click. You can this is how much space you're gonna give to the VirtualBox. I'm probably gonna give mine around 80 gigabytes because I have a good size hard drive in. But depending on your hard drive size, you don't want to use all the space on your hard drive for Kali Linux. So click create after you picked what you want. Okay, it's going to be right here. You do not start it yet. You want to go to settings and go to storage. This thing right here, you want to go to the empty spot. Come up here and select. It's going to say choose virtual optical disk file. You want to click that. It should be the first option. And then where Kali downloaded, that's what you want to click. And click OK. Now you're ready to start it. It's going to pop up VirtualBox, then it should pop up Kali like that. Oh well. Okay, you want to go to graphical install. Just use the arrow keys to go down. It's gonna have some words pop up. They don't really mean anything to you or to me. You wanna it's gonna ask to select language, so I'm English obviously, so I'm gonna click English, and it's gonna ask your location. I'm in the United States. Okay, what kind of keyboard are you using? I'm using the American English. It's gonna detect your CD-ROM. Most of this is pretty straightforward. It downloads by itself. A lot of it does. There are some things you have to click, but I'll get into that after we get to those parts. most of it should load up. If you get an error, just comment down below and tell me what the error is, and I'll see what I can do to fix it, and I'll give you instructions on how to fix it. Okay, it's gonna ask for your host name. This should just be one word. Mine's just gonna be Cali. Domain name, you just want to leave that blank. Okay, this is a password that you should remember, so you want to make sure you remember it. I'm just going to use a password I use for everything, pretty much. But remember this password, because you will need it later. Click continue. It's going to ask you to set up the clock, what time zone you're in. Okay, when it says partitioner disk, you want to click guided use entire disk. It should be the default option. Click enter or continue, and then just click enter or continue again. Enter or continue again, and then one more time, enter or continue. This you want to go down and click yes. Okay, installing the system is gonna take a minute, so I will pause it right here and check back when it is almost done. Okay, it got done installing. It's gonna ask if you want to use network mirror. This you can click yes or no. I'll just go with yes. Just leave this blank. It's gonna be configuring it. Like I said, with this you're just gonna have to be patient. I do not recommend restarting it if it is going slow. Just let it go on with the process, because you could damage one of the files just by turning it off and then turning it back on in the middle of it, and it might make it slower in the long run. This is one of the near to last things that it has to install. You want to click yes. And you want to click, there should be only one on here, and that's the one you want to click. And then after that you should be all set to run Kali. Kali Linux is actually pretty cool because you can do a lot of stuff with it, like hacking websites with SQL map, and then you can also trace IPs. You can boot people off Wi-Fi networks. There's a whole line of things you can do with Kali Linux, and I will bring those videos in the near future for you guys, and more tutorials on Kali Linux on how to actually use the system itself. This is probably going to be a playlist, so the next video that you will see on my channel is probably going to be on something doing with Kali Linux, so keep an eye out. Okay, you want to click continue. Just because it boots up slow, like this is just going to be the main installation, and it's kind of slow. When you actually have all of this installed and you go to Kali, it's pretty fast. It's not going to take like 15 minutes to boot up. You just click it and it should boot up right away. And then you would be right straight into Kali to do things. I think the installation just takes a lot of time because all the downloads, it has to do with all the files. Is almost done. Okay, it's gonna pop up like this and it's just gonna reboot. It's gonna open this and you just want to click enter. This is gonna take a minute. Okay, in a minute you're gonna need the password that you made that I told you to remember, because that is how you're gonna log into Kali. If or when it pops up. Alright. The username is gonna be root. You literally have to type root, so you can't type anything else, just type root. And then the password that I told you to remember is the password. So you just, after you enter the password, just click enter. And it should pull up something that looks like a desktop, but Kali's version of it. All the links to everything that I've brought up in this video will be in the description, so be sure to look down there. Also, be sure to leave a like and support my channel, and subscribe if you want to see more content or tutorials on Kali Linux on how to do stuff. Like, I know for sure I'm going to put one about hacking an Android phone, so if you want to see that, subscribe and turn on the notification. And that's about it. It should boot up soon. Here it goes. Okay, there it is. Kali Linux. Okay, be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this or about Kali Linux. I will definitely be putting some hacking videos up in the near future, so if you want to see those, subscribe and turn on the notifications so you can